What do we get for the draft? We won't get a net, not a surprise.
Yeah, lots of pressure coming through on the Superman as well. It looks to be a Florentino ban down first for Cream Esports. They'll follow through with an L-Suit.
Standard bans coming out here from Cream, whereas
Hold up. EU standard bans.
Oh, you're right, you're right. I'm
That's just
so
because you haven't
sorry.
seen Crest yet. We do see Superman and Omen, which Cream banned in the last game.
Perhaps Latin America will see that, wait a second, if we don't take team fights, then Crush isn't auto-banned.
Yeah, and you did see the effectiveness of the Crash in teamfights. He's one of the best teamfight characters in the video game. But if you don't take the teamfights, then it doesn't really matter. Ace1 were legends in that last game. This game, they win out the draft by locking in that Richter right off the bat, though they did weirdly enough consider an Arum through it. But they'll get the Richter, and that should give them the superiority in the Darkslayer lane, considering that they banned out the two characters that normally challenge it in terms of mobility with the Superman and Omen both off the board.
Yeah, and even that Florentino as well, who is amazing at dueling, so Richter should have that lane pretty much locked down.
So we've swapped Telanas from Ace to Cream. We've swapped Richter from Cream to Ace. Liliana will go back on the side of Cream, which was, as you said, good work for Neo. Tulin and Teamy come in for Ace. Spoke too soon. Tulin and Ibanez.
It was your broeth, your buddieth. Will probably be picked up to back up, you buddy on the Tulip. Oh yes, please. No. The advantage of the Baldom into this matchup would be that Nature's Realm can be cancelled by the Baldom Wild Prison, but they opt instead to look for that Resurrect and the boost to their side lane Telenas. And that is worth noting. This is now the second side lane Telenas coupled with a Timu we've seen in 2 games in a row.
Exactly. Oh yes, Latin America, I love you. Oh my goodness.
Friendship.
Telenas versus Wisp. What is happening?
Daniel's friendship with North America has been ended.
His love affair with North America, I think. He just sort of goes all in.
Oh my goodness. Wisp versus Telenas. This just makes me happy.
Yeah, but Wisp versus Murad actually does sign to Cream Esports as the mobility on offer is very, very high.
So Telanas is now on the other team.
Yes.
Richter is now on the other team. Liliana is staying with Cream. Teamy is on the other team. We've swapped a lot of these drafts. Which are these bits that are working together?
The thing is, Ace1 had a strategy coming in, and I feel like the side of Cream are reacting. And I don't know how well Muradic is going to be able to play this Telenas, because he was playing Darkslayer lane last time.
How do you feel, though, about the fact that we've seen Murad into now Rourke and Wisp, given that Gret was so good on him last time?
He did look amazing. The thing is, the Rourke versus Murad matchup is very interesting because they do completely opposite things. Murad likes to dive into the back line, either finish them off or just poke them down really far. And on the other hand, Rourke just gets in there and busts down the front door. Yeah. And he just kills the tanks. So which will win out is really hard to tell, honestly, because it basically comes down to execution. If you can bust on the front door, you can win the teamfights pretty easily. But then we've seen that Ace1, that's really hasn't been the focus as of game 1.
Yeah, I do think, looking at this draft coming out of game 1, I still favor Ace1 because though, once again, Cream Esports have a really good teamfight draft, they may just not get to take them. It depends on Ace1 avoiding those teamfights. I do think if we see teamfights taken early, you kind of side with Cream.
But it seems like Ace1 have realized this plan that they made for that first part of this series has worked. So if Cream get back into this through getting teamfights that Ace shouldn't be picking, then Ace have regressed a bit. I'm not expecting that from them.
They may be forced to take the teamfights, though. That is the one thing I'm watching for.
Right. The thing with Ace, though, they've even doubled down on the macro this game. Because Rourke, if he can't find a teamfight he likes, he'll just go back and start farming again. He's very good at taking down the epic monsters and the Abyssal and the Darkslayer. He can do it by himself. He chunks them down extremely fast. He's very good at clearing monsters. So this is going to be that macro focus again.
We'll have to see if it works out as we get into game number 2 between Cream Esports and Ace1. Maxid already leading in and getting stunned up by Turson. He'll be bullied back.
5-man invade in here, and good counter invade by side of Cream Esports to make sure that they get their own golems.
How do you feel about this Wisp? We kind of touched on it. Do you have faith in Fran?
Well, he played a reasonable Telenos last game, and we know that he's an expert on these marksmen, so I do like him on it. He played a similar hero in Fennec, at least in terms of mechanics for the hero. So I do trust him on it, and I like the fact that they're going with the fallback option for the side lane instead of trying something different.
All right, Fran Faith, I think is the translation from D2.
Yes.
We'll see pressure in mid from both sides already. Mithy trying to, I think, open up these fights a little bit more for Ace1.
Mithy's so good in the early game on that Yebeneth here. So much crowd control as well as damage, and he continues to heal up whenever he walks into the bush there.
So what do Cream Esports need to change? Aside from their macro, which we've touched on, they need to take a few less team fights and control their lanes a little bit better. What is the one thing they can change outside of that that will improve their gameplay?
They need to just make sure that Mirotic and Gret continue to farm up and continue to get that gold so that they can take amazing team fights from the mid to late game.
Oh. And speaking of amazing team fights, Ace1 want to take one. Ben just chased well behind his opponent's tower.
Yeah,
He'll be shut down.
I was confused for a second. I thought that was his own tower, but
no,
it wasn't the case.
Cream, though, do get response. This is the macro we were looking for because of that. They didn't get a wave. And in the meantime, Ace1 have got another. Neo dies trying to defend the tower. Maxseed well underneath it. The rotate from Ace1 to save their tower. Will it work out as Fran's brawling behind it all? Durson's caught out. He'll flicker to safety and get free.
He does get out of there, correct, with the temporal turbulence. So.
Oh, E-Buddy, he saw where it came from. He just wanted the chase. He's got the Thunderbird, but it's onto the wrong target. He'll peg Mirotic low, but not be able to focus him.
The question here is, can Ace1 take advantage of this because of the low members of the side of Cream? We saw it from Nova EU. Can they copy them and follow suit and start to take advantages like this Abyssal?
Oh, absolutely, Daniel. The focus comes through onto the Abyssal, and they got it down to half HP.
That's beautiful play from them. They're taking advantage. They're playing the macro game so much better. This is true growth from them.
Cream will need to step up as well, but we're already seeing glimmers of that. We saw that decision to pressure the bottom tower just now. That was really the right choice.
Yeah, they were trying, except they don't have the experience. It looks like Ace has been working on this all week.
Yeah, Cream a little bit more uncomfortable flexing their tower split push muscles, but they're there. They're developing.
Yeah, eventually, but they need to keep up. They're already down 1.3 thousand gold, and they need to stay in the game so that Gret and Mirotic can do that late game damage.
Cool. Panja will land some damage. I'm surprised Echo did pop Determination there. That, of course, gives him invulnerability to stuns, so...
Wasn't quite sure if you could... Yeah, wasn't quite sure if you could get it. I understand, since it is a Wonder Woman.
Slippery. He'll back out now as Gret dives in. He's more than happy to trade at close range. He stays in the another dimension rather than take damage, but he is in a lot of trouble up in the top lane. Echo will now turn, popping the Determination. Look at how fat that shield is, Daniel, and he's got Mithy to make sure Gret can't focus him down.
That shield gets larger the more damage you do when you pop that Determination, and he was certainly protected by that shield. Great way to finish off Wonder Woman.
Oh, Mirotic in a lot of trouble. Left the lane, does get chased. Thunderbird will connect.
Good night, and that is the great macro play. You can rotate as long as you get back in time, and not in time or Cream.
Durson running towards his tower. No, wait, stop! But it's already been taken.
Oh no.
The train's left the platform, and now he's going to be hit by it as Fran arrives. The barrel bomb's there to slow him down. He does get away with a flicker.
Has to use that flicker because being a bro probably would have meant he died anyway.
Neo in trouble. Will get to safety. In the meantime, Mithy sets up on Gret. Not quite enough stun to win the fight, but enough to steal Golem.
So beautiful. Mithy gets right in there and creates a massive no-go zone with that Nature's Realm. And no-go indeed for Cream as they're giving up even more objectives.
Abyssal Dragon will go over to Echo again. Ace have once again built a terrifying gold lead, 3,000 in just 5 minutes.
And they're also getting all of the kills as well. They're just dominating on all fronts.
Because they haven't yet taken a full 5-5 team fight.
Right.
Gret will poke in, trying to change that with the rest of Cream Esports towards mid. This is fun, though. Look at that Wisp being sent into the jungle to get a Sage buff.
Exactly. They just want to have her farmed up as much as she possibly can. And she's going to have a lot of ability to use those abilities because of the blue buff that she just picked up.
I think they wanted to put him, Fran up top so that they could focus down this tower once wave arrived, which is really kind of slick. They rotate the two side lanes flipped so that they can press that top lane tower as they now charge in under it. The tower's gone. Really cool team play.
Cream is just caught off guard. They're behind their towers, TJ.
Nature's Realm, that's another kill to Mythy. Neo will fall back, but Ace continues to press forward. They've still got Wave, and Echo will focus down. Here at the Jet World Turbulence. Welcome back.
So beautiful. Oh my god, the prediction there from Echo, realizing that he was there and goes to the exact place.
The Temporal Turbulence always returns you to the same place you left from. If you spot where the Murat departed from, you can await their return.
Exactly, and Echo, not only did he know he was going to be there, he actually charged that exact location to take him out. Such beautiful recognition there.
Almost one-shotting him at this point. A very sorry sight. Kret in a lot of trouble, towers crumbling, Ace1 in complete control.
Kret, all he can do is just clear the minion wave. That's all he can really do to hold them off here, and that is not enough.
I really liked, sorry, we brushed over. Oh my god, actually, I'm gonna have to keep brushing over it. There's the Thunderbird. Nice use of being a bro, along with a little bit of enough HP to stay alive. Ace1 get a tower, no more.
And the gold lead continuing to grow here. This is only 7 minutes into the game. This is looking so terrible for Cream. They need to get those items in order to have any chance in these team fights, but Ace is not letting them have any of it.
No, and a missile track it over as well, and the mid lane fight might be the turn. Green will go in, knocking Mythy low, but he's level 10 to their level 8, and he's the support.
Yeah, and Mythy on the Yamanath can deal damage. Don't be fooled by the fact he's built all defense. He has lots of punch in those tree branches.
Okay, what I wanted to nerd out about was that rotate of Fran up to the top lane to take towers.
Yes.
Because they, like 2 minutes in advance, send Fran to the jungle to get that Sage buff so that he's equipped when the time comes to push with Wave into tower with the rest of their three-man core. But they don't leave bot lane, rotating Maxid down to clear Wave there.
Yes, and in contrast, you saw Muradic and Durson so scared in that bottom lane, they weren't even willing to take the minion wave because they didn't even know where Ace was. That just goes to show that the aggressor has all the map control.
Durson doesn't have any map control right now as Maxid chases him all the way back. Benjes is stunned, but Cream are continued to be bullied while Fran and Echo remove the Dark Slayer.
Yeah, easy pickings there for Rourke and Wisp.
Mythy does go down though. Gret able to grab one on the stalling team. Now Fran actually stunned up by a penetrating shot. Maxine will charge forward through the shock and all, trying to get a kill, but they should just rely on it as zone as Gret almost removes Maxine. This gets dangerous for Ace.
It absolutely is dangerous. They should back off and go back to base here, in my opinion, and then restart the charge because, again, this Dark Slayer buff is 120 seconds now rather than the old 90 seconds.
You have time to work with. Do not blow your chance because you're nervous.
Exactly. They need to continue to play this excellent macro game and not throw away kills here and let Cream back into this.
That was really good timing on the retaliation to dodge that blinding light from Maxine. E-buddy. Oh, don't do this. That's so much damage just for the thunderclaps.
Yeah, that is his passive. If you start using your abilities, you get those thunderclaps around you and they will chunk your opponent down if they're not careful.
Maxine will chase Benja down with the jungle strike, but he's not quite able to get the knockup.
Pushing in here. They still have the Drake to their side. I would like to see them push it or release it further back.
You know what's better than one Draken? Two!
They don't get to release that one, though.
They get to release it in their hearts.
I suppose.
Abyssal Dragon buff picked up the Drake summoned pretty far back to give them a longer time on those empowered minion waves. That's very smart play again. They've been doing their research. Oh, Mirotic forced to flicker. Thunderbird will connect onto Neo, tanking the shot for the rest of his team. Now the tower is under threat as the Drake arrives. Benja's not going to push forward and fight it. They got Wave crashing up against the high ground here as Maxine charges forward in top lane.
They're all in the base because they're all low, TJ.
What do Cream do in the face of this much chip? They haven't even gone for a fight yet.
They can't do anything about it, it seems, and the only thing they can do is clear these minion waves.
They'll hope for it. Here comes the wave. Shock and All's there to discourage them from doing exactly that. Now Echo will dive in. He'll focus the tower. Nature's Realm as well. The high ground's gone. Neurotic tries to zone, but he's burned down, and Mithy wants to come in even deeper into the enemy side, and he will. That's a lot of damage.
TJ, I was just nerding out about that loose cannon to dodge the lasso of truth from Benja. What beautiful play from Fred. He definitely is the marksman expert.
I'm so happy to see this from the Ace1 players we knew could always do this.
Yeah, absolutely. And the damage is just coming out so much. They can't even hold onto the tower. Speaking of Cream here, I want to point you over to Fran's build. Has so much damage on the side, so much crit chance, has that Muram also looks like he's building into Fenrir's tooth. This is going to chunk members down.
This enraged abyssal is taking a little while to pick up because they rotated Fran off of it, but it does go over.
Eventually.
You talked about the crit chance. That's from Clav Sancti and Slick Sting. Clav Sancti makes those crits hit harder and gives you a higher chance of hitting them. Slick Sting makes you attack faster and gives you a little bit more on the crits.
Will allow you to kill them. And by the way, you do get critical hits on both Loose Cannon and the Shotgun. Oh, that's 2 of her AoE abilities.
Mithy now charging in again, leading the charge. This time Eagle Eye knocks him low, but it's okay. He has lifesteal on this ability. He'll spend his Nature's Realm and he's back to full HP. Fran, actually very split from the team, is in a lot of trouble. Neurotic gets one. They've got the team. He being a bro for the Resurrect on Thurston. He needs to save this fight. They've got a lot of Ace1 players very low, but Echo, he just regens all his HP with one ultimate. Oh my lord, the Rourke bathes in the fight and the blood of his enemies. E-Buddy takes 2, and this should be game number 2 over to Ace1 as they push forward on the core. It's Echo to focus it down, Mithy tanking the core. They don't quite have the wave.
They don't need the minion waves.
But they'll wait for it anyway. Gentlemen to the end as Ace1 say game number 2.
Oh my goodness, Echo in that final fight. Determination plus the beast plus Fafnir talents. Fafnir's talent is a sight to behold. You go from 0 to full in a moment's notice.